What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. It is 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening, and that's when we draw. We close out the weekend with a drawing, and this week will be the Rook Exodus because it came out this week, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So welcome. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button. I'm going to do the old, the old speed. Ooh, nope. Add to the stage here. There we go. We're going to do the old speed drawing. It takes me about a half an hour or so. This version took 23 minutes here to really get to the finished product where I was able to be happy with where we're going to start. But yeah, this was not the first version, and this is based on a pose of Joe Madureira and Spider-Man from Avenging Spider-Man #1. I think it's Avenging Spider-Man. That's one of my favorites, Joe Madureira wise, art wise. So, but if you're new to Rook, as described on the image description page, is this. Hundreds of years from now, the man known as Rook was once a simple farmer who fled the crumbling earth for a new life on the planet Exodus, a terraformed planet where all of nature, including its imported animal population, was completely controlled by humans called wardens. But when Exodus's world engine failed, the wardens' power fell into the wrong hands, creating chaos and mass evacuation for those who could afford it. The rest, like Rook, must scavenge for an escape vessel as the war for control of what's left of Exodus begins. It is a really good comic. I don't know if you guys need another comic to pick up, but I would highly recommend Rook Exodus. So let me see, should be wrapping up. Oh no, it's got a little bit of time left, but I highly recommend it. It's one of those things where, like, when I was done with the latest issue that came out this week, issue #7, it's been on hiatus since probably the beginning of the year, and it was painful to wait this long. But then you get it, and it's so full of action, so full of like new seeds being planted as far as the story goes. And but at the very end, you're just left with wanting more. Like, you can't end it there, but alas, he ends it there. And we are getting to the launch of the inking of it. So that there is the penciling of it, and where we leave off is where we will pick up. But then I do want to show you guys what else I've been up to. I'm going to show you guys as soon as that wraps up here. And I've been working on a different Bible project. I know that I've talked about the Advent project that's been keeping me from Alpha Red #7. Where is it? Okay, but I've been commissioned to do another thing, and it was one of those things that I didn't fully agree to, but all of a sudden they started making plans for me for the art, and I can't say no because it's just biblical stuff. So this, I don't know how obvious it is, but Cain and Abel, and then this is Cain after he killed Abel, and then these are fallen angels. I actually digitally made him bigger to match the size of this other guy, but that's something that I'm doing. That's something that's keeping me busy. And also, I just wanted to plug some of the other things that are available, sketch covers that are available. I gotta look at all these sketch covers, guys, available. Like, this is $30. Zed Keel. If you haven't picked up issue #7, you can go to shopalphared.com and pick that up. This is available on the Etsy store. That's jamesq.net. This also jamesq.net. I think this is $45. This is $45. This is The Searcher, but this is on issue #1. So if anybody is jonesing for another sketch of The Searcher, that is available. This, I believe, is like $35, $40 on Etsy. This is $30 if anybody wants it. This could be $30. This is $50. This is like an homage to Jim Lee's X-Men #1, but with the classic. And this is on the X-Men Battle of the Atom issue #1 sketch cover. And this is Batman and Superman. It gets $45, $35 for Youngblood, and that's it. Okay. Daddy needs money. Actually, I got some money coming in, so I am very, very, very happy about that. This is the reference that I'll be using for the picture tonight, and this is where we left off with the speed drawing and how we began the video. So if you missed the speed drawing of the pencil version, just wait and you can watch it on the rewind. Okay. So I was really, and before we get started, I am working on Alpha Red #8, page 1. So it is back on the drawing board, fellows. Fear not, Alpha Red #8 is on the way. So here are some Rook Exodus. This is how Rook Exodus started as part of an anthology from Ghost Machine. I think there's like 7 or 8 pages in this, and then issue #1. And the only reason why I'm kind of going through it is because I'm going to be using this as a reference here. But issue #3, the art is fantastic. Like if you don't care much for sci-fi stories, because it's a sci-fi, it's not a superhero comic, but so good. This is so good. But that is what you're missing out on, guys. Don't miss out. Go pick it up. Highly recommended. Issue #7 picks up right where issue #6 left off, and we're going to keep this close by because we're going to start off with the face, just because the face is very technical. The mask, so technical, and it just kind of slows everything down if I don't have that already worked out. So let's bring this down here. And let's say hi. Let's say hi to people. I forgot. Patrick Daniel was the first in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Patrick. And I say hello back. Evening greetings by Mr. Ernest. Long is driving. That's he's on the road. That is why he was not first. He is heading out to visit his church plant in a nearby city, but listening in. Very cool. Ernest says, Rook was a very interesting read, and I enjoyed volume 1, and we'll probably get volume 2. So did you pick up the trade paperback? Looks like, I think that came out in April. So very good. Brother Benny's in the house. This is Brother Benny's commission. So already spoken for. Pencils look great. This is going to be another banger. Thank you, sir. J. Scott in the house. What's up, James? Happy Sunday to all the drawing. All drawing looks good. Very cool. No punctuation. Makes it harder for me to read. I read poorly as it is, J. Scott. Help me out. Oh, you're not into the floppies, Ernest? I don't blame you. It's painful sometimes to wait for the floppies. But here we go. All right, I got the reference off to the side. I feel you, because that is exactly how I felt at the end of this issue of Rook Exodus. I was like, give me more, please. Give me more. I cannot wait. But it's not that they don't give you a lot in the story. They give you so much, but they're planting so much more story. And that is why I have the floppies. No trade paperback. Oh, okay. No floppies. But you said I have the floppies, no trade paperback. Okay. I'm not a trade paperback guy. I know that people are really into trade paperbacks. I guess from old habits die hard. You know, I was always a floppy guy. I thought that I would be more into the trade paperbacks, but it's just a matter of patience, I guess. Like, I don't want to be behind as far as knowing what everybody else knows. And if I didn't listen to the people reviewing stuff, maybe I would be okay with the trade paperbacks. But really, I pay attention to so much of that stuff just because, I mean, that's where I find a lot of these cool comics, is because I listen to these reviewers, and if they like it, I give it a try. And then I sometimes find, like Rook here, things that I probably would not normally pick up because I was not familiar with Jason Fabok. I know that he's like uber popular because of his work on Batman and things, but honestly, I could take it or leave it. You know, it's not typically my style. Even his Batman work, it is very good, very well done, but it's a take it or leave it kind of thing. Like, I would love for him to be on my favorite comic, but if he's drawing something else, I'm not following him to a different property. But because of the recommendation from Thinking Critical, I think is who was raving about it. So I was like, you know, I do have a hankering for something different, and they talked it up so well that I thought I'd give it a shot. Let me see. I'm missing that. It's a very complicated helmet here, but as long as you keep it symmetrical, it should at least look like it came close. Hopefully, Brother Benny doesn't mind. This is slowly turning into the Brother Benny commission hour. He gets them all before I even start the drawing. So he is. If you want to beat Benny to the punch, you got to reach out to me beforehand. And he's already got 2 more coming. So I'm not lying when I say it's the Brother Benny commission hour. But I think Benny and I have similar tastes, so it's really fun to be able to do the commissions that he asks for. All right, I'm trying to shrink it just a little bit, I think, as I go, because it looks a little big. But I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the different layers here. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Rook Exodus, and I just want to do it justice. It's not what I typically enjoy drawing, all this technical stuff. It's like super technical on the one end for the helmet, and then everything else is like Mad Max. You know, feels a little bit like Mad Max. Feels a little bit like what's that movie with Will Smith where he's a vampire, or like everybody is a vampire. That's what the vibe it has. If you guys aren't familiar with Rook. And you will not regret picking it up. I promise you. Worth the money. Not even like, well, if you like this or don't like that. No, it's just good. Good. All right. I feel like the helmet came out all right. And then we're going to go hog wild. Hog wild. All right. Brother Benny says, sorry, not sorry for hogging off the awesome sketches. Yes, sir. Brother Benny, commission hour has begun. Ba-ba-ba. All right. This is where we can kind of speed up the action just a little bit so that we can get the energy going. Why does it look weird? It looks weird, doesn't it? There we go. We're on track now. It's hard to be a one-man show, you know, technical stuff. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. But, I'm going to be drawing anyway. And we'll wait to kind of wind down the week. Get prepared for the week ahead. I don't know. Was there anything in the geekosphere that's worth talking about? Any news that excites you? The other good book that I read was Batman #2. It's definitely not as good as Rook Exodus, but I don't think you'd be too mad if you pick that up. It has a little bit of the message as far as cops are bad, but he is portrayed as a bad cop that shoots people. And I did hear the complaint that Dylan from the Aficionados had about how that bad cop was able to shoot Batman and Robin. And I agree. But it wasn't a bad comic, and I'm there for the art. And Jorge Jimenez, very good. I like it. I like the energy from his Batman. Just like the perspective he draws on some of the stuff. I mean, it's not a full-throated endorsement of the new relaunch of Batman, but because there was not much else, I went ahead and picked it up. I am looking forward to the rest of Hush, but people are a little hard on it because it's #1, it's late, and #2, it's not really treading new ground. As far as I'm concerned, I like Batman, but I'm not like a absolutist purist when it comes to Batman. So, I've heard the complaints that it's kind of been done before. The Bat family is unhappy with Batman because he cares more for the Joker, the bad guys living, than he does for the Bat family folks. So I get it. But I've not read any of that with that storyline, so I kind of like it. And the other complaint is that it retreads some of the Hush stuff, which I liked. So it gives me the old memo berries. So there was some advertisements in this Batman #2 for Hush. So I'm excited for that. And I wish that they would have held back and had it all come out at the same time, or just, I don't know, they could have made it like an Elseworld. I don't know. I don't know if it would have hit the same, but I liked it. I like it still. Thank you for the encouragement, Mr. Patrick. Looking good so far. I appreciate it. Yeah. I wanted to do it justice because it's such a good story. And really, it's honestly also, I felt pretty confident. The more that I draw, the more confident I feel, just because you're used to the tools in your hand and, like what you see in your head, and then you start laying it down and it's closer to what you were picturing than the last time you did it. So it definitely was. It is, because I'm drawing so much with at first with the Advent stuff, and then now with the Bible stuff. Then I spent yesterday working on alphabet number 8. And I can't wait to share a little bit more about that. Some things are starting to fall into place that I was hoping for. But the blessing and the curse is that it slows things down. When you start working with other people and you're taking input, and it all makes sense when I reveal more about what it's about, and who else is involved in it, and why I chose to go in the direction that issue number 8 is going in. It takes like not two detours, but like it still moves the story forward, but just in unexpected ways, I want to say. So I hope that you guys will join me for the fun. It's just going to be fun. The next 2 are going to be pretty fun. And then we set up in issue number 10 what happens for the next 10 to 15 issues. Just like change of pace. Just trying to do all the fun things that I wanted to do. And because I'm an independent creator, and they're my toys. I get to play with them however I want. And hopefully I make it exciting enough for you guys to want to join me. All right, so that is that. All right, now he has a backpack. So he has backpack straps. And it says, James, the Alpha Red website no longer up. Let me do something here. Thank you for letting me know, Ernest. I'm going to do something real quick because it does this every now and again. I did go in there and try to do something. Read a comic. File not found. Go to the website. Sign in. Publish. I think you should be able to do it. Nope, that's not it. Close. Preview. Okay. Now, alpharedcomic.com. There it is. I don't know what the deal is. It should be working now, Ernest. I appreciate you letting me know so that I could correct that on the fly. I did jump in there for a hot second as I was moving some things around. Let me see, what was this over here? I don't remember what detail that was. maybe that was part of his pocket here. Part of his pocket thing here. Yeah, I was trying to add the issues of alphabet numbers 1 through 7 onto another storefront. I thought that I was going to be able to do that, but it does not look as easy as I thought it was going to be. I spent quite a bit of time this afternoon doing it, and it just kind of fell apart when I realized that it wasn't going to create like a storefront like I thought it was. I was uploading all the issues and the variants and all that stuff, so it did not work out. I remember. Okay, this is like his like crotch harness thing here. That is what I was not remembering. But yeah, website stuff is not my forte. And I was on a podcast that will not be aired until January, she said. I was like, oh, okay. It's like, where can people go to pick up Alpha Red? It's like a couple different places. And then there was just not one central place. I mean, there is at the StarCrossComics.com. In the shop there, you can pick it up, but that goes through Starcross, and the publisher controls that website, and it is what it is. It's fine, but it doesn't present like I want it to present, and I don't know when things are being sold or not. So I was trying to see if I can get like a storefront going that was not Etsy, because Etsy takes out a lot. There's lots of fees that come with posting it on Etsy. It is very user friendly for me and for the people who buy stuff from the Etsy store. But man, is it, they rake you over the coals with the fees. And I'm pretty sure that they charge you guys a fee also. But I am not immune from their fees either. And if there was a way, I mean, maybe with the website that has like a cart, that's what I was hoping for. I was looking for a place where I could have a shopping cart and people would only have to pay one shipping fee if they wanted more than one item. But that is harder said than done. Harder said than done. Let's see. The Comic Relief Crusader is in the house. Dude, what's up? Mike, how are you doing? Dude, indeed. Your style is a very good fit for Rook. So as I'm doing more of this drawing, so this is Alpha Red number 1. I mean, Alpha Red number 8, page 1. So I'm just having so much fun with the more lines. Like, I don't know if you remember a couple of, I don't know which one it was on. Let's say, I forget. But I was trying to be more like Todd McFarlane, just lines for the sake of lines, and it just added so much energy, and it was very random. I don't have any like any real reason to add some of the lines that I add, but just the less polished look adds a different kind of energy to it, and I'm really digging it, really digging it. So I'm hoping as I continue to work on for number 8 that the energy really is noticeable in the style. I think about like style, right? I don't know if you guys think that I have a style. Like, would you be able to recognize my artwork outside of like what you see me draw or what I tell you that I draw? Like, do I have a distinct style? And I don't believe that I do. Maybe I do, and I don't know. But right now, like, I feel like, a hodgepodge of a bunch of my favorite artists, which is always what it is. That's how you grow. You see something that somebody draws that you like. You say, why do I like that so much? And then you try to like deconstruct it so that you can reconstruct it for your own drawings. And that's just how it works. And so it just happens. Like, my more intentional influences have always been Jim Lee and Joe Madureira. So I used to say Joe Quesada, but like, he doesn't draw very much anymore. And his style changed so much from more cartoony stuff that I like to a more photorealistic almost. Or I was looking at an old Ninjak comic that I had, and I really dug it. And I liked his Daredevil stuff. But then, like, his new Daredevil stuff, like The Father, he did a thing called The Father. And I just couldn't get into it. I collected them all, and I don't know that I even read them all, because I think he wrote that too. But I did not pick up, or I did not like Joe Quesada's The Father. I guess by that time his style had changed so much, and he changed the nose thing on Daredevil for that. For that issue, for that miniseries, and I didn't think it looked right. So maybe that was a little bit of it. But Joe Madureira always inspires me, even if my drawings don't look quite like his. Like, I could break out the Spider-Man pose that I used for this, but his arm is like straight down, and he's like pulling on a web over here, and he's pulling on a web over here. But I don't know if I have a style that I can say, hey, that's my style. Just kind of a mix of a bunch, and a growing, evolving kind of thing. So you guys have to say. Mike says, just drawing and having fun. Fighting an eye infection in my left eye, bro. Well, I hope it's not impeding you too much. I miss Joe's Ash comic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I have any around, but I just love Ash. So that was before he came back to Marvel, right? That's before they brought him back to do the Marvel Knight stuff. Just to hear how Rob Leigh talks about him on Robservations, it seemed like it was him And who was the other guy? The editor guy, writer guy that eventually got control of Marvel. I want to say Gemis. Was that an editor guy? But what was I going to say about Joker? Like he wanted, when they asked him to join Image, like as just a creator, because they had closed the door on like the founders. He insisted that the only way that he would come over to Image was if they made him a founder, made him an owner. And so that's why he never came over to Image. But apparently at the same time he was keeping Jim Lee from taking over the company, taking over Marvel. I guess they had offered Jim Lee the editor-in-chief position, and he was all ready to take it. And then Joe Quesada and the other guy kind of convinced them that that was not the way to go. And then eventually they got the Marvel Knights thing going, and then Joe Quesada was there for when they wanted to turn it over to somebody else. But lots of egos. Lots of egos in the business. That's something that I don't think I would have liked if I had made it. If I had made it into Marvel. But it seemed like people with egos were doing okay there. They were moving the needle. And I don't know if I cared at the time. I liked Todd McFarlane. I don't think Jim Lee had much of an ego. Not like Todd and Rob. They were the bad boys. Mike says, Shooter? Jim Shooter. No, it was like Gemis is who I'm thinking. Someone, I want to say he was a writer, and Joe Quesada was the artist, obviously, who was kind of around at the time the bankruptcy, like right before the bankruptcy in the late 90s. I have to get my facts straight before I start speaking about it. But I liked Joe Quesada's. Did he do some Spider-Man? I want to say he did some Spider-Man covers that I liked. But it just kept getting a little bit, I don't know, whatever direction it was going. It was a little much for me. But his Daredevil was some of the best that I remember. I don't know, was he doing that when the Man Without Fear came around? What was that? I don't remember liking Daredevil until he came around. And then Daredevil Man Without Fear is probably my favorite, one of my favorite comics altogether. Honestly. But I don't know that I would have given it a shot. I wasn't introduced to Daredevil because Joe Quesada was on. wish I was more of a comic historian like that, where my brain just had those details sticky in there. But it does not. It does not. Alrighty. Any other news? You guys excited about this DCKO? I can't seem to get myself excited about it. Looks like the art is pretty solid. It is Scott Snyder, who I like. So it's probably going to be a pretty solid, entertaining story. But for whatever reason, I don't know. And I like Superman. I hear it's going to be more of a Superman story. So I don't know what my problem is. I'm not familiar with the artist. I don't think the art fits the story, if I'm being honest. I saw the preview and everything looks very well done, but yeah, like I feel like I just want to add so many more lines, and that's going to make it look that much better. It just gives the eye something to look at. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to like tell you what a form is or anything like that, but let's see if I can do a Rook in a good way here. Without reference and without making it look like I did it without reference. So I did have a crow in Alpha Red. Saduge. I don't know if anybody caught that Saduge had a noose around his neck, and that his name spelled Judas backwards. So that was supposed to be a thing. It was definitely part of the original story of Alpha Red, where there was a lot. It was a lot deeper. It was teleportation. There was, all kinds of cool stuff that never came to be, just because I needed to end the story. I mean, I have more time now to dedicate to it, but when I decided it needed to kind of have a conclusion, I was the kids were younger and they were still into a lot of activities, so I could not do all that I wanted to with Alpha Red. So just kind of end it in a way that makes sense. And then move on. So yeah, looking forward to working on issue number 8. Actually woke up at 4:45 this morning thinking about page 1. So excited. Very, very excited. This guy over here. That guy up there. We got a sniper's rifle back here. Scope action. That is round as I wanted it. All right. Now we can go in with the thicker version. This was the precise rolling ball V5. We'll use a V7 here to kind of thicken up some of the lines, and then I'll bring in the brush pen there to kind of land the plane. Land the plane. Fong says they announced that there will be a Superman Spider-Man comic this year. Yes, next year. Yes, next year. Yeah, because that was one the first big one. I heard on the aficionados they kind of gave their prediction or their hope who Marvel and DC would put on each version of it. But that's exciting. I'm more excited about that than I was for the Batman Deadpool. And even though I like Batman better than Superman, I like Spider-Man more than I like Batman. So I wish it was Spider-Man Batman. Honestly, that would have been exciting for me. Patrick Daniels says excited to see the new Superman Spider-Man story. Yes. So they were saying that for the Marvel side, they were hoping that it would be Ed McGuinness and Ed McGuinness and Joe Kelly, because I think both of them had worked on both, and it's been a while since Ed McGuinness has drawn Superman. I remember when he was put on that, I was like, what? It was like super beefy Superman. So I was all about it. I started picking up Superman then because I liked Ed McGuinness so much. He's a believer, I believe. I think is what I heard. I was like hearing if some of my favorite artists are also brothers in Christ. So good. So if you haven't hit that like button, don't hold down on me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I keep toying around with 360 subscribers, but people will jump on and then I lose some. So I don't know if YouTube kicks them off. I watch Clownfish TV all the time, and then I looked down one day and I was not subscribed, and I'm pretty sure that I subscribed to them way back then. But if you are unsubscribed, just make sure that you are subscribed. I don't know how or why that happens. Or why it might happen. Especially it's a little old me doing nothing but drawing pictures on Sundays. Brother Benny keeping me busy. So I'm gonna slow down here around the helmet because I don't want to mess that up. Is the most fun part about the outfit. And the story is fantastic. The story is fantastic. But the look has a lot to do with the helmets. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see. Mike says, nice. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. I have to stop by your channel, see what you're up to. If you don't know, Mike has his own YouTube channel where he does some drawing, does some interviewing of friends. Lots of geek talk, Transformers and the like. Hop over there and give him a subscribe if you like what you see. All right. We are nearing the end of this one. Gonna hit it with the ink brush here. See if I can make it look a little bit more polished. Let's bring back this 5. This is V5, just to do a little bit of a parlay. Just for nothing. Just like lines, just kind of not really doing anything. And you gotta, if you're doing nonsensical lines that are supposed to be random, you gotta, this is my trick, you gotta spin the paper around because your hand just automatically, for whatever reason, wants to do things in patterns. That's what I have found. So as I attempt to do lines that appear random, I have to be spinning the paper, or else it ends up looking very uniform. I don't know, Mike, if you can relate. It just automatically happens if you're trying to create something random. It definitely comes out not random. A pattern just automatically forms. No. All right. Hit it with the brush pen. Let's keep it like just stick it in here. Got it. And all I'm trying to do when I come in with the brush pen is kind of give it those line weights that a pen takes out of the process. It gives you a very consistent line, which definitely has its look and has its benefits. for certain aspects and certain styles. But Bill Jemis, is that a name? I'm still stuck on that Jemis name. Guy who was Joe Quesada's partner at Marvel. Bill Jemis. Let's see if he is. All right, guys. He thinks that's going to be it. We'll do the old James Q over here. Up the side wall here. And then we shall call it an evening. Appreciate you guys hanging out every week so that I don't do this alone. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do that before you go. And as usual, I will probably noodle with this for another 15 minutes or so before I do the old scanning. All right, let's see. We don't want to miss out on anything here. We'll let you guys. Whoop. I was just going to let you guys look at that while I read. He can relate. Mike can relate that random, when you're trying to do random, sometimes this comes out with a pattern. Fong says, I'll be ready to help you out next year at Comic-Con, James. Just make sure you make it out to San Diego. I got to start doing whatever it is I need to do to get out to San Diego. I think it does take some time. It takes a process. You got to get with the right people. Somebody was telling me that you have to have like a recent book that you're trying to promote, or like a body of work from before that people will recognize and draw people in. So it's not an automatic, but I got to start that process. I got to reach out to my buddy Paul from I think he's from New Jersey. He was telling me that. How about some guy I never met? Yeah, is that the Bill Jemis? Is that looks awesome? Thank you, Patrick Daniel. Thank you. Brother Benny approves. Well, guys, I thank you so much for hanging out, and we're making it right in that hour. So let's see if you guys, do you want to see? Share. All right, guys. Appreciate it so much. And until next time, grace and peace. We'll see you next week.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start. With faith as his armor and a fire in his soul, Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world strong, and hope seems so far. Look to the skies, we'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.